Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. As we'll get started shortly here. Travis, welcome.
Hey, David. Hey, David, can I ask you a question about I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. I just lost my train of thought. Is it Sniper Trader? Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, sure.
That's the one that has the subscription, correct?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Like when you're purchasing from the website, how does that work? Do you have to sign up for the subscription there, or does that happen after?
Yeah, you can sign up for the system and the subscription right on the site.
Okay. All right.
It's a separate payment. We'll get started shortly. Hey Daniel, welcome Daniel, welcome.
What's up?
Hello, we'll get started shortly. We'll get started shortly, guys. Welcome, welcome. Hey Bill, welcome Bill. Welcome.
Hey dude.
Hello. Hey Annabelle. Welcome, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly here. As you guys know, this evening, we're gonna go over stocks, ETFs, and options. Hey Stella, welcome.
Hey, David.
Welcome. We'll get started. Hey, Gracie, welcome. guys know, on Thursdays, we go over Forex, options and ETFs. I'm sorry, stocks, options and ETFs. I'm going to share my screen. 1 second here. All right. So you guys should see my trading screen here. All right. All right. Okay, we had some good news, I guess, today. Market finished up today, so we were concerned. We had some selling the last couple of days in the indexes. And as you guys know, we always follow the indexes first, right? So indexes first, then the sectors, all right? Then the individual stocks. Okay, so here's the S&P. We got some buying came in here today. So this green candle, right? So we got some buying that came in today. That's good. We need to recapture this support line right here. So support is right here. Right, support is right here. This was yesterday's price action. All right, this is today. So let me open this up here. So that's good, right? As you guys know, when we get a white consolidating candle, that's always a concern that we might get sellers to come in, but that didn't happen. So we got buyers to come in today. That's good. We want to recapture support right here. All right, so this support line right here, and start to look to retest resistance right here and move higher. We still have our buy signal. So our buy signal is still in place. This blue arrow right here, that's still in place. All right, so that's the S&P, right? So that looks good. All right, hey Tracy, welcome.
Hey, David.
Hello. Let's take a look at the Dow. All right, the Dow did make a move up also, so that's good. We needed a bounce, right? So we needed a bounce today. Here, this is the Dow, still have white consolidating candles, but guess what? It did recover support right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right, so here is support right here. So price did recover support. Hey, Peter, welcome. All right, right here. So we'll look for the Dow. We do not have a buy signal yet in the Dow. All right, we do not have a buy signal, but we want that price action to recover, right? And start moving higher to test resistance up in this area. All right. So that's good. All right, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Did not recover as much compared to the Dow and the S&P. So let's take a look here. So this is the NASDAQ, all right? So I'm kind of flat for the day, but I'm holding here, all right? We need buyers to come in. That's the bottom line, right? We need buyers to come in. All right, and then the Russell, right? Russell, sellers are still in here, right? This is a concern for the Russell. All right, this is a concern. If the Russell continues to sell, will that buy signal will close? Okay, kind of like what it did over in here. So this should close any minute now, kind of like right here, right? Right, look right here. Once we get that selling come in, right, we'll get a sell signal to get out. Hopefully, if the other indexes really make a move, that might pull the Russell back up. All right, the VIX came down a bit today, but slightly, came down slightly. It's still at 2155. All right, so we need volatility to be low, to be below 20. All right, So in the teens, low teens, preferably. All right. As far as the sectors, okay. So as far as the sectors, no big change, except for transportation is neutral now, right? It's neutral. All right. Keep an eye on home builders, home construction. All right. Home builders, home construction. They've been selling off. So if you guys are looking for puts, okay, or looking to short those home builders, that's a great opportunity. All right. Go ahead, Peter.
I was going through the heat seeker and also Fidelity sector.
Okay.
The heat seeker, we're having a lot of utilities that's becoming very strong,
Okay.
breaking resistance.
Yeah, someone else mentioned that.
We're definitely going into a recession because Fidelity says the two sectors that get stronger, healthcare and utilities, is in recession.
Okay, so we'll take a look at utilities. Okay, don't let me forget that. I want to
starting to catch getting into rotating into utilities if you're interested in going long. And it's strangely enough, because the SPY and the NASDAQ, they're selling off, the utility stock has been going higher and higher.
Okay. Okay.
So I was going to ask, is there any like sector of SPY that focuses on just utilities?
All right. So here is utilities right here. So it's the XLU. All right. Let's take a quick look at it here. Okay, so you are absolutely right, Peter. All right, so here's the buy signal. This is the XLU. That's the sector for utilities, right? Here was the buy signal right here. All right, and big move to the upside. Okay, big move to the upside. This is heat seeker. You know, I haven't seen a lot of utility stocks in heat seeker. Let's see Bullmaster. Let's see here. We've got three here. Here is a nice one here. Buy signal was right here, moving up nicely, right along with the sector. Here's another one right here. That looks very, very similar move. That's the ETR, right? That looks very similar to the sector there. And then this is water. Well, yeah, so water, yeah. So we only have three, Peter. So there's only, how many did you see in heat seeker, in your heat seeker?
I was looking at SBS. I was just, I can't really count how many, but I just noticed that in a recession, the stocks that will do really well will outperform are healthcare and also utilities and consumer staples.
Yeah. Yeah. So utilities, yes, is always a flight to safety. There isn't a lot of play in utilities. We don't have any in Stock Boss. We have three in Bullmaster, right? And they're definitely moving. I mean, look at the price action, right? I mean, buy signal was right here at 39. Right, it's at 50 now. So there's three, this one right here. I would focus on equities. Now we have to be careful with the markets, right? The markets, but sometimes, like you're saying, Peter, you know, the market could be very, very bearish, and those sectors might really move, like healthcare, consumer staples, and utilities, because they are flight to safety. All right. Let's take a look. I know we looked at healthcare before.
The FOMC meeting is May 4th. They're talking about a 50 basis point rate hike.
Yep.
Maybe.
And this is what I wanted to show you guys here. All right, if you guys look here, and we always want to keep an eye on these rotations. Okay, so here is home construction. That's the ITB, that's down. All right, home builders, that's down. So rates are increasing, and guess what? Those home builders, right? They're coming down. All right. Here is the monthly chart on the ITB. All right. So if you guys are looking, if you're looking for puts, this would be a good area to look for puts. All right. Right. So here it is. This is a monthly time frame. All right. So this was, let's see, this is our current month. This was last month. Okay, the previous month, and look here, lower highs, lower lows, it's been coming down. Right here, this is going to be a concern right here, right? So this was the previous high in 2007, right? 2006, 2007 at the last high of the market before the crash. And here we are. We made a big move to the upside, right? A big move to the upside. And now we're coming down. What comes after these white consolidating candles here? What normally comes after these white consolidating candles, after we get green candles? Anyone? Here's Zaire. Anyone?
Sell signal, right?
A sell signal, yep, a sell signal. What else? What else? Sellers, right? Sellers, red candles like this, right? Sellers. Okay, so red candles. Okay, so just keep in mind that if we can get back down in here, this is pretty good support. This was pretty good resistance before, right? High here, right? It failed here, right? Struggled a bit here, right? Struggled a bit, came all the way down, and then broke that resistance here. So buy signals right in this area. So if it can get back down in this area, break this, guys, guess what? We could go down, all right? And we know we're in a bubble. We know that we're in a housing bubble. All right, we know that we're in a housing bubble. So there isn't a lot of opportunities for puts. All right, you guys know that. There isn't a lot of opportunity for puts right now, but this would be the area, right? Home builders, construction. So just keep an eye, Wouldn't go heavy, all right, but watch this area in here, all right. Healthcare, okay. I want you guys to pay attention. I'm going to, we don't have a lot. We've got about, how many? About 14. All right, healthcare stocks in Stock Boss, but I want you guys to take a look at Bullmaster. And as you guys know, Bullmaster, those are Stock Boss stocks that are trading under $10. Bullmaster, $10 and higher. All right, but it doesn't matter as far as the price because we can trade options on these. Okay, but I want you guys to take a look at over here. All right, take a look at over here. What's happening with these pairs, with these stocks. They've gone through that markdown phase. All right, they've gone through that markdown phase and they're setting up, right? Their accumulation phase is setting up and they're getting ready to go through that markup phase. Okay, that's healthcare. So I'm just gonna stop me if you guys have any questions, okay? I'm just gonna, what you guys want to take a look at, these are the opportunities, all right? And these are the areas where you guys want to be looking to get in, right? After that markdown phase, And after we go through these, I'll open it up for questions, any charts you guys want to take a look at, all right? So just follow me for a second. Keep your eyes, look in this area here. What we want to see the price starts up in this area right here from a high, come all the way down, all right, through that markdown phase, all right, go through that accumulation phase and then start to move higher. And what you guys want to start doing is train your eyes to look, when you look at charts, those are the opportunities that you want to take advantage of, okay? So, all right, so here is one, right? So this is one. You guys should have put this on your radar, right? You should have a whole however you want to set it up. If you want to manually write it or put it in like some type of a radar alert so that you guys have this, okay? All right. And these are a lot of these are biotechs too, and they really move. All right. So BBIO, see what happened? It went through that markdown phase. Here is that accumulation phase. Okay. Here is support and resistance. Support and resistance, pretty nice, tight support and resistance right here. All right. Peter, you have a question?
No, I'm just lowering my hand from before.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. 1 second here. All right, look at that move here. All right, so let's go through these. Yes. All right, okay. So look at the bottom right. Bottom right. Okay. Bottom right. Right here, this is perfect here. See right here? Nice markdown phase. Really gap down, right? Consolidation, right? Now buy signal, looking to move higher. All right. Here's another one here. Look at this. YMAH, perfect markdown phase, perfect markdown phase. Accumulation, right? They're back in, buy signal right here, right? Green candles moving higher, all right? Perfect. Let's do a few more. There is another one here, all right? What phase is this here? Let me ask you guys, what phase is this here right now? Let me ask you, anyone. What phase?
Accumulation.
Accumulation, very good. So what would we do here with this one? What would we do?
We're gonna get our monies together.
Get your monies together and just wait, right? Wait for that buy signal. Guess what? It came down quite a bit. All right, at a high, this is your homework, right? So at a high, it came from 179, right? Went through that distribution phase, markdown phase, and now we wait down in here at $46. It's a much better price down here than up here. All right, so let it go through that markdown phase. All right, now they're getting ready. And if you guys notice, right, all these healthcare stocks, right, they're looking about the same. They're all looking about the same. Some of them have started to move up already, right? So if you guys miss them, right, they move fast. This one have moved. This one here is setting up, right? No buy signal yet, right? No buy signal yet, but look this, markdown phase, it's getting ready here. All right. Here's one here setting up. Here's another one here setting up. Okay, so there is a consistency in the direction of healthcare. Here's another one here. Look at this, buy signal, right? Nice markdown phase, right? So give us a cheaper price at markdown phase, buy signal right here, break of resistance. Look at that price action right there. All right. Technology is doing the same thing. So yes, utilities, right? Utilities making a move, but I tell you, out of all of the sectors, healthcare, like Peter mentioned, healthcare is really what they're buying right now. Okay. So I wanted to make sure we go through that. But look, when you guys, I'll give you guys a tip, and we talked about this last night, right? When you guys go through these, right? When you go through these and you look for opportunities, find the ones, right? Find the ones that have a nice pullback, right? This is okay. This is okay, but really a good pullback through that markdown phase, okay? So something like this is a nice pullback all the way down to that markdown phase, getting ready. Another tip is that when you guys get these, make sure you've got tight support and resistance, okay? So I would say support is about, this is good support right here, good resistance. And I'll open it up in a minute for questions. So here is resistance right here. So you got very tight support and resistance. Okay, so let's say you bought it right here on this buy signal right here. If the price, if it comes back, gets into the box, breaks support, all right, it's a nice tight channel here, all right, to get you out. So your loss, small loss, big wins is what we want. Okay, so start looking for tight support and resistance, okay, for your entry and your exit. Okay, all right, very good. All right, any questions on any of this? Any questions on any of this?
Can we look at a few stocks?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I got into Pfizer last Monday after we discussed healthcare.
Okay.
P, F as in Frank, E as in Echo. And it was just going up, straight up the whole day. It just popped.
Okay.
And I think I shared also Abby V. While the stock market was going down, Abby V was just continuing to go up. Yeah, so it really popped today.
Yeah, we had looked at Pfizer, right? And we had looked at Pfizer, we had looked at the history of how it's traded, right? And we had talked about the fact that it has these nice pullbacks, right? Nice pullbacks, markdown phase, right? And so where did you get in, Peter? Where did you get in at?
I think I got in at the buy signal, and then just right after the buy signal, I got in, and then basically the last 4 days, it's just doing a pullback. I was stuck in, and today, when it was popping up, I got more shares.
Okay, so you stayed with it?
Yep,
Okay.
I was with.
Okay, good job, good job. I mean, this is tough. This is tough, right? When it breaks that support right here and still holds like this is what will get you out of the trade, you know? And it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna.
Go ahead.
I knew it was gonna pull back. So I knew it was just a beginning position, because we know healthcare sector was doing really well, starting to do.
So you had faith in the trade because of the sector?
Yeah, because I knew it was going to pull back to the moving average.
Okay.
So I just had a beginning position, so I was going to add to it once it broke resistance.
Okay, so a smaller position, small initial position, and then confirmation, added more.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, very good trade. You if you guys look here, this is very similar, right? Bought here, sold here, went through that markdown phase, right? Buyers came in again. Here's sellers right here. Neutral, buyers came back in, same thing here, sold here, right? Markdown phase, buyers came back in. So this looks good to move higher. That's a lot of buying right here. That's a big candle right here. So they're definitely coming back in. Let's take a quick look at longer time frame here. That's the daily. That's the weekly right here. That's the monthly. So this is the all-time high. Let's see here. Let's see. Well, yeah, that's the all-time high, Peter. Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Let me see. Make sure I've got enough data here. Yeah, this goes back.
And when you get done with this stock, if you look at ABV, and I just want to show you that when the market is frightened, it's very scared, these healthcare stocks just continuously to go up.
Yeah, they're definitely a flight.
Straight up the whole day, like 4 points.
What's the symbol again?
A, B as in Bravo, B as in Bravo, V as in Victor.
Oh my goodness.
Like the whole market drop didn't even face the stock.
Yeah. Now, what you doing with this? You doing calls?
I got out of that position about 2 weeks ago. I had some calls. It was, and I took some profit and I like got out because I was using the money to do other things.
Oh, okay.
But
nice trend.
I'm not in this position anymore.
Okay. Nice, yeah, nice move.
I'm noticing as Pfizer went up, this stock was going up as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Any other ones, Peter?
That's it. I just want to show there's a correlation.
Oh, okay. If you have any stocks you want me to take a look at, just let me know. All right, while I go through this, just stop me. All right. Let's see here. I want to show you guys this. This is in healthcare, but let's see. Oh, never mind. Let's see. Now let's take a look at technology.
I was
healthcare is definitely the place to be. I was trying to find. Go ahead, Peter.
I have like two main resources I use. Like I find the stocks in Fidelity News and Research, and it tells what sectors will do well, and then they'll give you recommendations for stocks, and then I put them into your heat seeker, and I put it in the sniper, and it basically then I can see the support and resistance, and I can see which one is starting to trend.
Okay. You putting them in heat seeker?
Yeah, I put them in heat seeker and on sniper, so I can chart that you set up for me.
Oh, okay.
And then I go based on which one is trending, like what chart is continuous to break resistance on a smaller time frame.
Oh, okay.
So that combination, I feel like I'm going to do really well.
Yeah, and that's what you guys have to do, right? I mean, we talk about this all the time, there isn't one way of doing it. Okay. So, and what you want is confirmation, right? Just like we do here, you know, we'll start with the, you know, with the sectors, right? Then go to the indexes, sectors. We look at all of there. If you guys, this is another good resource here. So Fidelity is a good resource. I wanted to show you guys this here. This is also a good resource too, IBD. All right. So if you guys, especially if you guys use Heat Seeker, but even if you don't use Heat Seeker, right? This is a good, if you guys look here, this is IBD, Investors Business Daily 20. So this is the top 20 large cap. So that's the big cap, right? And look at this. So just like Peter said, right? Those healthcare stocks are not being affected by the market right now, but also these large cap stocks, right, that have great fundamentals are not affected either. I mean, look at these moves here. I'm just going to go through these. All right. And these are basic materials and energy, right? And we know that sector has been doing well, but just look at these stocks here. I mean, look at this. They just keep going up and up and up, right? Look at that. Look at that. No pullback, no retracement. Look at this. So you guys can look at other areas like Peter is doing, right? Look at other areas, right? Whether it's Fidelity, right? Now, a lot of these stocks, a lot of traders sometimes get afraid of these stocks here because they've moved up quite a bit. But you know, we are trend followers, right? So we just follow the trend. Ideally, yeah. Ideally, we wanted to go through that markdown phase, start getting up, getting down in this area here. But a lot of these stocks have great fundamentals. Okay, so don't be surprised that they keep moving higher. All right. But look at this here. So regardless of the market, what the market is doing, this is a daily time frame, they keep moving higher. All right. So that's a good point, Peter. Right. That's a good point. All right. Any symbols you guys want to take a look at? Any symbols? This is your opportunity. And I'll open it up to any other of the other markets too, not just stocks. So if you guys want to take a look at any of the other markets, we can do that.
Dave, I noticed today that the S&P 500, it kind of does reflect Bitcoin a little bit because every time it goes a little bit up, Bitcoin goes a little bit higher. So on a daily, is S&P 500 on an uptrend or is it on a downtrend?
Well, let's
now?
take a look at it. So
On a daily.
here's the S&P right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So and that's a good point, Daniel. Okay. So you're starting to see the correlation. All right, and you're starting to see how price behaves, and that's important. All right. So what we're gonna do is we'll take a copy of the S&P right here. All right, and we're going to bring it right here. So here is Bitcoin here on the daily, and then here's the S&P on the daily. Okay. And if you look here, so good job, Daniel. If you guys look here, all right, look at this. So this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin right here. This is the S&P. You guys see that? Please tell me you see this.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Does anyone see this? Anyone see the correlation?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I see.
You guys see that? All right, look at this. Look at this buy signal here on Bitcoin. This is same time frame now, same time frame. Look at the buy signal here on Bitcoin. Look at the buy signal here on the S&P. Look at the resistance right here on the S&P. Look at the resistance right here on Bitcoin. Look at the support right here. Look at the support right here on the S&P. Support right here on Bitcoin. Look at the price action. Look how it's holding right there, that moving average. Look how it's holding right here at that moving average. Okay, now look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So Daniel, good job. Good job. Good job. All right, so markdown phase on the S&P. All right, markdown phase on the S&P, markdown phase here on Bitcoin. Same time frame now, same time frame. All right, buyers came in, buyers came in. So absolutely, yeah, there's definitely a correlation here with the S&P. Okay, very good.
So the daily yet is not on a it's not on an uptrend, right? It's like right in the middle, kind of like ranging in between an uptrend and a lower, like right in the middle.
On which
Or
one?
would you consider? Well, would you consider the S&P 500 on the uptrend on a daily right now? Like, is it trending up, or is it right now just ranging
Let's take a look.
on the daily?
Let's take a look. I would say, Daniel, if it's not trending, I would say if it can get above this area here, then it will start to trend. It's got to get.
That's what I was.
This is the all-time high right up here. Okay, I would say this is resistance right here. So if it can get above this area here, yeah, trend. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, but
all right.
Yeah, but good job. Yeah, there's definitely a correlation right now. That could change, but right now,
yeah, I've been in the middle about you know, taking out my Bitcoin or not because I need it, but because I'm kind of like in the edge of the stock market. I don't know where it's gonna go, and I noticed that the S&P 500 correlates with Bitcoin. So, you know, I'm a little bit under right now, but I'd rather be a little bit under than way under. So that's where what I've been really thinking about. You know, lately, I just don't know if I should wait a little bit longer to see what's going to happen, or, you know.
Well, there's nothing to do right now. All right, and for everyone, right? For everyone, just like Peter's trade, right? Peter held his trade, right? And some buying came in today, right? This is the tough part, staying in right here, all right? But we still have a buy signal. The sellers are not in here yet, all right? So there's nothing to do. You still have a buy signal, yes. You've got some consolidation right in here, all right? Support, your big area to be concerned with. Really, the big concern with Bitcoin is right here, that 30,000 mark. And we've talked about this. This is going to be a big concern. All right. Anything in this area here, there's nothing to do. You really can't sell. Right. I mean, yes, it could give you a sell signal in this area right here. All right. And then you see here, all this consolidation here, it's got to go through all of this consolidation. It's got to go through all of this. 30,000 is the mark. That's the big area, because if it breaks that 30,000, it could go, there's no more support until about 10,000. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, so worst case scenario, if it's heading on a downtrend, when do you think that I should just get out to preserve my losses as much as possible?
Well, it's up to you, right? It's up to you. What you've got to what you have to look at right now is that it has a buy signal here. All right, it has a buy signal here. If it gives a sell signal, that might be an area to get out. Okay, or trim some losses. But what this area here, it could give a sell signal, hold support right in here, hold this area right here, and move higher. This is going to be the big decision to make. 30,000.
Yeah, I like the idea of trim some losses. Not yet, but if it probably gives a sell signal, and then it becomes kind of like in the middle, because you know, I'd rather just do that, to be honest. I mean, I'll probably lose a good. I mean, again, this was when I invested when I didn't know anything about Bitcoin. That's why I came to you. But I'll probably lose a good $8,000. But we win some, lose some, and then I'll learn my lesson next time.
Yeah, but if you look here, so I would take this buy signal here as a clue right here, right? Buy signal here, right? Pull back. You usually get that pullback, right? Pull back and then move forward. It pull back. So just watch it. Right now we could get some buying. I'm not too concerned about Bitcoin right now, right? As a matter of fact, it's not doing bad, right? It's not doing bad compared to how it's been doing, right? If you look here, we've got higher. We've got an upward trend here. It's a small upward trend, but at least you're getting higher lows, right? Higher lows, right? So price is definitely moving higher. It's not moving lower like this, right? So it's building, okay? Right now, that 45,000 resistance, it's a big number. That 45,000 resistance is a big number right here. Okay, you said something, Daniel?
Yeah, I said it is a big number because I've been reading a lot about it, and they've been saying that in order for Bitcoin to stay good, we gotta stay within the 500 and do not get below, I think, the 43,000, because that's where it starts to get a little bit funky when you start to get below the 43,000 mark.
Yeah, it's watch it, guys. What could happen, and it's not a major concern yet. You can get some buying come in, right, and really start to move higher. It's not a concern yet, right? It's not a major concern with this current buy signal right here. We still hold it. All right. So you suffered through all of this. So you suffered through all of this.
I suffered below that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So this is no big deal, right? This is no big deal.
I have a habit of doing that as a trader. People can relate that hearing me now. Like we get some pullback, and all of a sudden you start to get paranoid. Because there's some pullback, and you get scared because you're negative. But it happened to me so many times. I cannot count how many times it has happened to me. Even today, I did a small trade with pound yen on a smaller time frames, and I got out too early because I was scared. I didn't hold on a smaller time frame. And when I got out, it went like, 15 or 20 pips more. And I said, damn it. And it was hitting, resistance. And my plan was to get out right before it hits resistance. Because in my head, I said, Well, in the smaller time frames, what's going to happen is it's going to hit resistance and then it's going to retrace back hard because I seen all the sellers located there. Anyhow, I got scared even before then, and I was like, and I got out early, really early, and you know, that, or sometimes when I'm a little bit in the negative, I'll also get out, and then when I get out a little bit of negative, it skyrockets. I hate that one too. So you know, it's getting over that fear. But we win some, we lose some. And I think that's something that, as long as you know you follow your trading plan, and you're not always gonna like nip it in the butt all the time. You know, you gotta just follow your gut and follow your analysis, and maybe, you know, you lose a little bit, but sometimes you're gonna win some too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just what I've been learning in my journey.
Yeah.
There's two types.
Does anyone want to add to that? Anyone want to add?
There's two types of way to enter into a position. You can do the conservative approach, or you can do the aggressive approach. The conservative approach is, once resistance is broken, you're waiting for the price to pull back to that resistance, and you're waiting to see if it becomes support. If it holds support, and then basically you get it. That's the conservative. If you're like afraid of the pullback, then just do the conservative approach.
And even if you, Peter, even if you, you know, wait for the price to pull back and create support, you know, sometimes I'll put a trade right there, and then it'll break through support, go down like 20 pips, it'll create new support, and then it'll come right back up and pass that resistance that was just support before.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that's what you're watching for. That's like in your Forex, you will see a lot of those. So that's why Forex a little bit, because basically that's called a stop hunt. They're hunting for your stops. So that's why I mentioned the conservative approach. The aggressive approach
about that.
Yeah, once it breaks the resistance, you get in. That's aggressive. Like, you just get in at the breakout. It's called the breakout. Forex, so there's a lot of breakouts that are fake. It's what we call a fake out.
Now,
so that's
Peter,
a conservative approach. That's why I lost a lot
Peter,
trading Forex. Basically, my position was getting stopped out, just like you said.
To add to that, do you find those mistakes? I mean, do you find those same errors? Not errors. The stop hunts, like in the other trades that you be doing, like NASDAQ and all that.
In Forex, and I also have stocks as well, but more so it happens in Forex.
Got it.
It's you have to study, like, what, because you're playing against the big banks. So you have to know who you're playing against, and the big banks will hunt stops.
Got it.
So that's why I mentioned conservative approach. You wait till price to come back to that resistance and see whether it will bounce off of it, continue to go higher, and then you get in. You just have to wait a little bit on the smaller time frame.
That's my problem, but thank you for mentioning it to me, because I got to keep on drilling that on my head over and over and over and over and over again.
You got to write it down, and you got to print out pictures like of the stop hunt. So on a larger time frame, like you say, you trade on the 240, you're waiting at break of resistance, and then you're waiting for that pullback, and then you're waiting for another buy signal on the 15 minutes or the 30 minutes. Once you get confirmation of the buy signal again, then you get back in.
Got it.
Yeah, and Forex happens a lot. That's why most traders trading Forex, they will lose money because of the stop hunt. They'll get stopped out.
Yeah, this is a good example here, right? So here is the buy signal here. Price went up, right? Pull back, right? Pull back all the way down. This is what's going to get you guys out. All right, it's going to get you out. So what Peter is saying, wait for that pullback, all right, and then get in. All right, you can do it a couple of ways, right? You can take a very, very small position, right? Very, very small position first, all right? And then if it pulls back, if it doesn't pull back, because it doesn't retrace every time, all right? Not all the time, but it happens a lot, okay? So you can take a very, very small position so that if it does go against you, all right, and you break support, you have to get out, you take a small loss, okay? But let's say, right, like in here, right, you get a big candle, price started to move higher, then you can start adding to your position, okay? Or you could wait, I like taking a small position or just, and let it play out, all right? But back to here. You guys notice what Daniel said, all right? Notice the psychology here, right? And we all do it. We all do it, right? But I want you guys to think about the psychology here. So I don't know exactly where Daniel got in, but he suffered through this, right? He suffered through this, right? All of these selling, and now the buyers are in. Now, this is where we should be buying, getting ready, right? To now take the price higher. We don't know that it will go higher, but guess what? Right? We got green candles, buy signal. We know that price is making higher lows here, right? But look now, look what happens, right? Rather than I'm thinking, hey, we should stay in the trade. This is when we should stay in the trade, right? We tend to look to get out because guess what? We've suffered through all of this and we are totally exhausted, right? We've been waiting, right? For this. By the time this happens, we're so exhausted. And we've been sitting in a loss for so long, we just want to get out. Right? We just want to,
100%.
He's done, right? You're so exhausted. So this is why this is important. We don't want to suffer through this stuff here, right? Through that markdown phase, okay? We want to get in, right? Trade that markup, right? Trade that markup phase, right? Let that markdown phase happen, right? Trade that markup phase. Trade that markup phase, let that markdown phase happen, let it do its thing, right? If we bought in here and we waiting, right? We in it through this markdown, by the time we get a buy signal, right, to now move higher, we're done. Any little profit, any little recovery that we get, we want to get out. Because we're done. It's really hard.
But to my defense, for everybody who's on to Zoom now, I'm glad I made those mistakes, even though it did cost me money. Because if it wasn't for those mistakes, I won't be here right now with you guys and learning. Because I got so exhausted that I started looking online and I started saying, I need to get smarter and surround myself with people who, who know more than me and who know about this. And that's basically how I found David. It was that exhaustion that did. Now, I won't get myself again because I don't know where else to go. But because I did those mistakes, it has brought me here. So I'm not gonna the tower yet. I'm gonna hold on because it's true what David said. I held on for so long already, and it's like, why think about pulling out if I already been through, all the way low. When Bitcoin, I think I was still holding. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got in when it was like mid 50s. I know it's crazy, and not me having knowledge. I just dumped my money there and was like, oh, I think it's gonna go higher. Oh, I can do it. I can afford it. And made that mistake. But, throughout that whole process, that was the beginning of my trader journey and building knowledge.
Yeah. Very
Daniel,
good.
you're a trader because traders, we know other traders. If you make mistakes in the beginning, everybody does. You're not a real trader until you make mistakes.
Yeah, and
You
we
always
all,
remember mistakes.
and we all go through this. We all have to go through this, right? We all have to go through this. Eventually, we will. Okay, so it's just what it is, right? We've all done this. We've all done this, right? We've all stayed through that markdown phase. And I that's why the 4 phases is important, right? We don't want to be caught up in the markdown phase long, right? We don't want to be there. And you guys should know now, everyone on here, you guys should know that this is the markdown phase, markup phase, markdown phase, accumulation. That's why this is important. All right, because if you're in that if you're in that markdown phase, if you're going long and you're in that markdown phase, there is nothing else you think about. There is nothing else you think about. You go to sleep every night thinking about it. It's just there with you. Okay, it's just there, and everything becomes very, very difficult. You don't see opportunities. So rather than looking at this as an opportunity here, right, we are worried about what happened in here. All right, so that's why it's very, very important to not to be in this markdown phase. Let the price do its thing, come fresh, come back fresh, right? Just like we're doing here. Right, USD MXN. I sent out a few positions tonight. Hey, could have shorted this, but guess what? There are traders out there that are in this, long. All right, hoping, waiting that it gets back up here. Right, they're very difficult, very, very difficult. Okay.
Hey Peter. I'm gonna go to Florida in June, so I'm hoping that we can meet over there. Heading over there in June. I don't know if you're from Florida, but
Yeah. I live in Orlando.
Peter's in Orlando.
oh crap! Look at that.
Yeah, we'll hang. I still kick myself over that trade. I picked the right stock. I just got out too early, and I knew I was like, oh, I could have got this $400, and I couldn't even look at that stock the rest of the day because I just got out. It hit too early. So you still kick yourself over the stupid those mistakes.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm never gonna forget this trade. Never, ever in my life. That one that haunted you that you said, Peter, this one right here is the one that scarred me. Forget about the little $300 that I lost for, 200 here, 300 there. About, thousands and thousands of dollars, on the line that, just had no knowledge and just had FOMO. And that's it. So definitely something to remember.
Does anyone else have any stories? We'll wrap up shortly. Everyone will have, if you don't have a story yet, you will have one. I have one. I remember it was the Qs for me, puts. It was calls for me on the Qs, right, in October. And I remember that clearly because I thought it was myself and my brother at the time, and we thought that the Qs would make a move long, and a week later, and I put a lot of money on that trade, a lot of money, and every week it went lower. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No. We got puts, and every month it went higher. It went higher. And I remember in my home office, I had stuff all over the place. My office was a complete mess. I think I didn't sleep for probably 4 or 5 days. I didn't get any sleep because I thought I was so right on that trade. All right. And I think I've told this story before. I lost a lot of money on that trade. Lost a lot of money. Even thinking back now, you know, I thought I was so right on that trade. And I remember when, and I did a lot of work with my brother. He doesn't trade much anymore, but you know, I've got 3 brothers. We all trade. But I remember that I thought I was so right, and went to work, and I found this book. We found this book in the bookstore. It's called the Trader's Almanac. Okay, it's called the Trader's Almanac. It was the only book, and this was years ago, at the bookstore that was wrapped. It was wrapped in plastic, so no one could open it. Right? It was wrapped. You couldn't read it. You had to buy it at the bookstore. You had to buy it in order to open it. And but we had done some research and opened that book, the Trader's Almanac. You can still get it. It's pretty good. And it's seasonality. And what I learned, right? What I learned through that Trader's Almanac is that there's a seasonality to the market. Okay, so the markets usually sells off, right? From July, they say sell in May. You guys have probably heard the term sell in May and go away. All right, so May, June, July, August, okay, September. All right, so usually July, August, September, most crashes happen in September. Right? And then the buyers, they come back in at the bottom and buy back in October. And I didn't know that. Think about that, right? Right? A huge seasonality. It works really well, right? Fourth quarter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all this spending, and then the market usually goes up. So from October, November, December, right? All that buying comes into the market. Market takes off. You get that Christmas rally. And here I am thinking I know everything about the markets, right? And I'm getting puts in October. So think about that, right? I'm getting puts. The market came down, coming down in September, okay? August, September, the market is coming down and I'm getting puts at the bottom. I thought I knew everything, right? And that was it for me. That was it for me. I was totally wrong. All right, I was totally wrong. That trade is what changed everything for me. And that Trader's Almanac is what changed everything. So yeah, Daniel, absolutely. This trade right here, right? Just like Peter has had his biggest trade, this is your biggest trade here, right? Where you now went to work to figure this thing out, right? And if you guys haven't had a big trade, and it's the losses is what sticks with you. It's not the wins, it's the losses, right? And the losses is what get you to work, all right? Is what will get you to go to work. Okay, so we've all had them. If you haven't had a big enough loss yet, right? You will. We all have them. All right, yeah. Guys. Anything else?
Yeah, David. I this class is like this class is so I like it because I remember last year I was trading Agilent, okay. And that company I was doing good. But after a while, I got some calls and that thing just went and just took all my profit and it almost took 20 grand from me. So, yeah. So, and it's funny that you're talking about it because today I went in my account
Uh-huh.
and I closed all my Microsoft, all my Apple position, because what I'm seeing in my eyes, the big run that I had and I gained, I don't want to lose it. So I'm just waiting for that big rotation. It may not happen this year or whenever, but I'm waiting for the other rotation.
Yep. Yep. Thanks, Zaire. Those are the lessons. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for that QQQ put trade, right, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be there, because I thought I knew everything, and that got me to work, real work, right? Real work. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm proud of you guys. Zaire, Peter, Daniel, Tracy, Bill, Travis, Kawisi. I always get your name wrong, but you guys are here. You could be anywhere, right? You guys could be anywhere, but you're here to figure it out, right? And you get it.
Telling my story tonight.
What's that, Bill?
I said, I appreciate Daniel for telling my story tonight. It was exactly my story right there. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all similar, right? That's why we do this, but we'll figure it out. You'll get to the point where this right here, you just don't do this anymore, right? And if we cannot do this, right, just like Zaire said, hey, he's gonna wait, right? He's just gonna wait. If we cannot do this, right, and try to do more of this, right, more of this, then guess what, right? Things will work in our favor. This right here, right, is what will hurt us, not just financially, but just mentally, right? This is a lot of pain right here. Hoping, right? Hoping that, hey, one day the price will turn around and get us back in profit or break even. So just having this information here, I tell you guys, just forget all of this. Just knowing the 4 market phases, executing it, support and resistance, you guys are ahead of the game. All right, great class. We are having, for local traders, let me know if you guys want to come into the office. I send out a text, okay? Otherwise, we'll do it both in the office and on Zoom. All right, but I don't like being in the office by myself, and a lot of the local traders like to come on Zoom now. Okay, so just let me know. We're having another Red Carpet Monday event, all right, on May the 9th. Okay, so we'll send, I know if you guys are far away, it's hard to come into Orlando, but local traders, it's always a good time, all right, to see other traders, get some drinks and have some fun. All right. So we'll be posting that May the 9th. All right. All right, guys, have a great evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Good job. Thanks for the stories, Daniel and Zaire. All right.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, good night.